Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you are tuning in. My name is Rachael Goldsworthy, and I'm on a journey to improve my life by 2 millimeters each and every week, and I want to do that with you. How are you? How is everybody? What have you been up to? I think we're a little bit too tall on the camera today, so I'm just going to adjust it down ever so slightly. There we go. Until it's live, because we're all here. Okay. All right, got it there. So what's everybody been up to? Have you been having a good week? Have you had a restful weekend? I know Gemma went up to, hey Les, how are you? Nice to have you on the line. Gemma went up to the Blue Mountains with her beau. Wow, it was love. It was Valentine's Day on the next level. He surprised her. I can't believe it. I shouldn't even be sharing this. Gemma, if you're listening, maybe you could let me know whether it's okay to share your story or not. But I'm probably going to share it anyway. That's what I always do with these sorts of things, don't I? That's what it's all about. Caring is sharing. We share one story together, and then we all help one another get there in the end. But she went to Lillian Fields. Gem's saying, hey, so I'd say it is okay for her to do that. Then she went and saw her siblings up at the Blue Mountains, the three sisters, because, you know, Gem likes to have a good joke, a dad joke. I think she gets that from Jeff, I'm not too sure. Big shout out to Jeff if you're listening on a radio near you. Hey Ash, how are you? Nice to have you on the line. And surgery went really well. For the person that went in, and it was amazing. It was sort of like, you know, you wait in anticipation, you're not too sure how things are going to turn out, but they turned out really well. And as much as the recovery is long for many people, I know quite a few people that have had operations this week and been in hospital, so big shout out to each and every one of you and your recovery back the road back. Hey Jax, how are you? Nice to have you on the phone. Or on the line, I should say. It's not even the line. I saw a movie once. I can't even remember which movie it was, but there was like these two boomers that weren't boomers, but they called the internet the line or something like that. Anyway, I'm ballsing that story up as well, but it was fun at the time. So if I remember the movie, I'll pop it in the comments below. Hey Nicole, how are you? Nice to have you on the line. What are you doing? What have you been up to? We haven't spoken to you for a little while. You can see Topsy in the background. That's her bed. She's up on her leather lounge and she's munching on her hoof that Mum and Dad bought for her. And then you've got the little kitty door in the background as well, because they love going through the whole house, but they're only allowed to go into certain areas of the house so that they can do that. Big shout out to Missy in Rainbow, went to puppy heaven. It's a very sad day when these sorts of things happen, you know, when you have to say goodbye to a family member, a family pet, whoever it may be. And I know when I lost my puppy dogs, I cancelled all my open homes that weekend. It was just one of those things that, you know, you need the time to spend, you need the time to grieve, you need the time to spend with family and friends, whoever it may be at that time. But big shout out to you, Missy, and my thoughts are with the family. They lost her. She was 17 and a half years old. Her last meal was meant to be a cheeseburger from McDonald's of all places, but the girls love the cheeseburgers apparently, and I'm sure Missy would have enjoyed a cheeseburger through drive-through. But of course McDonald's, as they do in real McDonald's style, balls it up and gave her a breakfast meal. Now, in true Missy style, Missy didn't even miss a beat. She just went, oh, delicious. I've got a breakfast meal in the middle of the day. And, you know, it might have been breakfast time, but to dogs, they don't mind. They've just got unconditional love for humans. And I think there should be more. I got a message from Tina during the week, you know, sending her thoughts and prayers for the operation that was due this week, and she was sending lots of love, and that's one thing that I said to her. I said the world needs a lot more love, and I know that Missy got a lot of love on her last day, but she certainly enjoyed the 17 and a half years that she had with everybody in the family, and I'm sure everybody's got a story like that, a special pet or a special family member that meant something to each and every one of them. So, and Gemma's saying our pets are not with us long enough, and that's true. I mean, in our lives. I know that 1 year is 7 years to an animal, and it is never long enough, and you're not quite ready for it. Like my guys are 8 years old this year, and it just goes so fast. So they're halfway there. So am I, for that matter. Hey Lenny, how are you? Nice to have you on the phone. Hi Lizzie, how are you? Nice to have you on the line. What else? Another thing, with death comes life. And I had a call from Greg during the week, or on the weekend actually, and he said he got himself a new dog, Buddy. So big shout out to Buddy. Greg's going to send a selfie, or I asked for a selfie from Greg. We're hoping to see little Buddy. He looks like he's a border collie. That was one of my first dogs as well, so I'm looking forward to that. But I guess my message to each and every one of you is be kind to yourself, no matter what you're going through at the moment, because sometimes life can be a little bit challenging. And, sometimes you've just got to dig deep, whatever that may be. And you're playing small doesn't serve the world, and there's nothing enlightened about shrinking so you don't stand out or get unnoticed. That was a quote from one live that I'd done before, but I thought that was appropriate because, and for those of you who know, I've done the journal, and anybody that wants a copy, I can send a copy to you. But the journal says that, if you're going to climb a ladder, make sure that your ladder is up against the right wall, because the ladder of success, whatever that is that you're going through in life at the moment, it would be a long climb if you got to the top and realised, oh my goodness, I'm meant to be over there as opposed to where I am here. And we've all been there, we've all done that. I mean, I've tried so many different things in my life, and I've failed miserably at a lot of them, and then I've got back on the horse and done again. I've even ridden a horse and fallen off. I've been bucked off a horse many times. So, I think with success can mean many things to many people. And I know with my team in the office, for example, I know Gemma's been working hard. Her dad's dream was for her to become a salesperson. And only more recently she's realised that dream. And we were talking about it in the office, and it's not to be taken lightly, because when she first started working with me at Gloria Jean, she was doing 7 different jobs. And then she came across, and her dad's dream was for her to work at David Jones, and I'm sure she'd let me share this story, but David Jones has a certain level of competence, a certain level of air about it, a certain level of class about it, and I guess that's what her dad wanted her to enjoy in life, Hey Hayley, how are you, Slay Queen? Gemma's saying, I just realised Topsy in the background. Yeah, absolutely. Hey Pete, how are you? Nice to see you on the line. Hayley is saying, definitely, I think Gemma will be an amazing sales agent. And so true. But she's been working on this for 8 years. It's not something that she's just realised. Her ladder of success, she had it in front of her. And let me tell you, we've had lots of Alan's ladders of snakes. Killer pythons, all sorts of things, lots of snacks to get us through the course when we first tried that together. Learning, washing windows, I think she started as a barista and was working part-time, just doing weekends, answering phones, doing those sorts of things. But her ladder was up against this wall that she could see a vision, and I think her father could see the vision too. So Jeff, if you're listening into a radio near us, please chime in at any point. But she worked hard every week, working, and a lot of people her age they're doing things that might not be as hard. They might be working 5 days of work. They start at 9 and they finish at 5. Well, Gemma, I know I work hard and have worked hard over the years, but Gemma probably works even harder than I ever has. She's in there early, she's there late, she's working on the weekends, she's doing so many different things. And I think the ladder that she's had has been focused on, okay, well, I want a sales career, but I love the other things as well. She's good at digital media, she's good at property management, she's good at strata, she's good at rentals, she's good at sales. It doesn't matter what she does, but she also understands that there's a certain, like us all really, that there's a certain amount of skill set that you have with each of those things in your life. So if you're looking at anything in life, you look at it from a point of, okay, well, I've got these skills, and who can I, catch up with, enjoy a coffee with, share, some bread with, find out as much as I possibly can to know what I need to do. So she surrounded herself with people like her dad, like other people that he knew, like other people that she works with, that other people that want her to do what she wants to do. And she's realised her dream 8 years later of, she's got some new listings online. Jade's actually sent in a nice message, so thank you, Jade, for congratulating Gemma. She's done really well, and she's got a new listing over in Garfield Street in McGrath's Hill, and she's also listed and sold a property over in Glossodia. She's got some new listings over in Richmond. So, she's on the up and up. Hey, Pete, how are you? Good evening to you too. Your ladder is leaning on the wall of your values. Absolutely. And Pete is so true. Like, what he says is so true is as I was talking about last week, it's a to-be list. Who you want to be, what your values are, what your core values are, who your mentors are, who you hang around. Like, Peter is amazing at websites, at IT and digital, and he's also got a beautiful dog called Winston. Big shout out to Winston and Henry. How are they both? But making sure that your ladder's up against the right wall and aligned with your values, as Peter's saying, because if it's not aligned with your values, you get that icky feeling in your tummy, and Gemma probably wouldn't have got those listings. She probably wouldn't have been able to talk to those people. She probably wouldn't have got those rental accomplishments and all of the, like, she's a fully licensed real estate agent now, and she's fully fledged doing exactly what she wants to do and exactly where she wants to be. But it's not without hard work or not leaning up against the right wall with that ladder with the correct values, as Pete's saying. Hayley's another one. Hayley in my office, she has been studying very hard since April. Actually, I take that back. Not completely honest with you. Hayley will say this too. She's been trying really hard, but not really focused. But then all of a sudden, within the last 3 months or so, she's really got focused and zoned in on it, which is great. But she had a lot of, other fun stuff going on, like trips and travels and, new boyfriend and all sorts of other things. So completely understand it and get it. So good on you, Hayley. But a big congratulations to you too, Hayley, because you're doing some amazing things. You're doing what I guess a lot of young people her age would not necessarily do. Like, it's a hard thing to become a real estate agent. It's not about just banging up a sign and away you go and you make a lot of money, you drive a fancy car and you can wear some fancy clothes and some shoes. And let me tell you, it's none of that. It's surrounding yourself with the right people, having really good relationships with people, having really good, going out to coffee with people, touching base with people, going out to dinner. It doesn't matter what it is, but life is not about transactions. And that's what I've learned over the years, that it's all about relationships. And that's why I always love catching up for coffee or catching up for dinner or, just saying hi to people in the street, because sometimes that conversation they have or I have is the only one that I'll have that day other than with work people. So it's kind of really, really nice, Family's great as well, It's so lovely to see. Hi, Greg. How are you? Big congrats to Jem, absolutely. And Greg, I want to see a photo of Buddy. Can you please put a selfie of you and Buddy? You've been promising me this, or I've been asking for that since Saturday. So come on, let's make Buddy the pet of the week. And Hayley's saying, shh, Gemma. Yeah, I know. But Hayley's great. She just, I guess it's like duck to a water pond. She just tries anything, just goes straight in there, paddles away, and it doesn't matter what you throw at her. She gives it a good go, good red hot crack. And that's what life's about, isn't it? Just leaning that ladder up against the wall, having the right values, and just giving it the best shot you possibly can.
Nutty or carry knuckle fun.
And there we go. You get lots of phone calls when you're, on live, so you can tell it's alive that I'm here. So everything else, another person in the office is Ash. Now, Ashley has only been with us for a few months, but those months have been impressive. And I must say, Ashley is the fashionista. She wears the latest and impresses us all with her presentation and keeps us all up to scratch as to, you know, what we should be doing and how we should be, you know, what we should be wearing and what we should be. I mean, I'm not going to do the 9-inch heels, I'm sorry, Ashley, but you impress me with the heels that you do wear up those stairs. I don't know how she does it, but honestly, it's amazing. Hayley's saying it helps that I have a super great supportive team. Look, you're right, Hayley. It is a supportive team, and I think everybody's there for one another. And I think too many people in life are there to pull one another down or make life difficult for other people, or, you know, take the joy out of people's lives. And I don't understand why people are like that. I really don't. I don't understand why people can't just be happy for people if they're doing well, or they can't be happy for people if they've got a great team around them, or they can't be happy for people if they're not happy themselves. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, and maybe they just need somebody to, you know, be supportive in their corner. But, you know, if anybody feels like they're there or they're that person, you know, I'm always here to listen to somebody or support them or help them in any way I possibly can, because, you know, we're all only that one step away or that one moment away from being that person ourselves. So Hayley's saying, well, with whatever you girls throw and anything and everything, I can't read as fast as all of these messages are going fast. Well, with what you girls throw at me, I have to give everything a go. I appreciate you all. And that's true, you know, like we do throw so many different things at her and she does amazing things. But Ashley, as I said, she's not only a fashionista, but she dresses really well and makes us all lift our standards in that regard. But she's precise and she's measured with what she does with work, and that all makes us lift our game and make sure we've got our checklists in place. And there's a few other engineers in the mix as well, but we can't mention everybody on the live, but certainly their engineer and logical brain that helps with the processes and the I guess the checklist that we have in life, not only our life, but also our work life. And sometimes situations make you lean into what you've been putting off for years. And like I've been putting off so many different things for many years. And why? I mean, yeah, we get busy with work, but we're not too busy to do these things. And then you should see my desk now. It is so clean and tidy. Not that it wasn't tidy before, but it was just like a lot of stuff there. And now it's kind of like, clean surfaces, the new year, the new things, and, you know, just get rid of all the stuff you don't need. Get rid of what's in the past and don't worry about any of that. Just move forward through it and make sure that your ladder is up, leaning up against the right wall of the ladder of success, you know, because it's really important for people in life to not only be surrounded by the right people, but have the right path as to where you want to be, because that ladder, I mean, not only do you have to be kind to yourself, but the ladder could be anything as simple as a new relationship. Like, I know a lot of people that have gone into new relationships over the last, 6 months, 12 months, and that can be challenging in itself. You're getting to know one another, you're getting to cohabitate with one another and doing those sorts of things, the loss of the families, the loss of the friends, those sorts of things that we were talking about before. So yeah, I'm really not too sure what that ladder is for you, but also, finding out what your purpose is in life. I mean, I think that's something we all search for. We all sort of think about, well, why am I here? What am I doing? What's the purpose of this? Why am I working? Why am I not working? I've had friends that have retired more recently over the last couple of years. They've got some great freedom, but with freedom, you have time, and then, you think about the holidays you want to go on, you think about what you want to do, what hobbies that you want to have, what friends that you want to do, that kind of stuff. So somebody's saying my ladder is lost. Well, sometimes we all lose our ladder. We're just going to find it again, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Jess is saying, hey, how are you? Happy Monday. Absolutely. Hayley's saying stilettos are not my cup of tea, so I salute Ash. Absolutely. Ash has got like the best set of shoes anyone's ever seen and the best bling. But yeah, we're talking about ladders, and I don't know those of you that know Cody Sanchez, but she's one of the richest, youngest people I know, and I don't tell you that to impress you about her money. I tell you that to impress you about her mind, because her mind stretches where other people haven't gone before. And I think it's a tribute to her. She talks about, I'll read from you what she was talking about. You know, she was talking about the why as well, and which ladder and which wall you're up against, but not in the same context that I'm talking about. But she said that believe in opportunity as opposed to security, and believe in our capability as opposed to safety. And I think she's saying here too that we're all a lot more capable than we think that we are. And she says the world is set up to be successful as you are today. And she said people want to play small. They want you to be playing small. They want you to play safe. They want you not to take those risks, as the book drops in the background. They only want you to be in the zone that they're in, because if you go a little bit beyond that zone, that makes them feel a little bit uncomfortable. And often people don't like that uncomfortability of somebody changing. And it's a series of risks, she says, that you take that happens over many years. And that's what I was saying about Gemma. It wasn't just now that she's become a sales agent. It's been 8 years of becoming that sales agent. And she may not always just do sales. She's got many talents, like each and every one of you that are watching this. I'm sure you've got many talents. But are we tapping into those talents? And the series of risks taken over many years, longer than you thought that were reasonable. Like when I started this 75 hard challenge, I knew it was going to be hard. It was called 75 hard for a reason. Yes, I've lost 25 kilos now. However, there's still a long road ahead, because it's not just now. It's about those little tiny steps that you take each day. Do you go for the exercise, Rachel? Do you drink the water, Rachel? Do you read the book, Rachel? Do you do X, Y, Z? And all those sort of things top up my cup. So I don't mind doing those little disciplines. Cody talks about, I can't promise you many things in business, but I am going to promise you that you're probably not going to die from it. So she's talking about those many things that you do on a daily basis. You aren't going to die from it. Yeah, it might cause you a bit of pain from time to time, and you might look at that pile of stuff on your desk and you go, oh, why did I collect that over 30 years? Why do I keep things for 30 years? I don't know. But then when you clean it all out, as I've done over the last, 6 months, slowly working through it. I think I started 2 years ago, sort of getting rid of a lot of different things. But it just makes it, just a clean slate ready to go for the new year ahead. And I'm really excited about the opportunity. And Cody's saying we operate from a place that thought process can only assume you can do way more than anyone is telling you. And I think that is very much the truth, because sometimes we do play small because we don't want to stand out. Maybe we don't want to be that friend that, oh, well, they're going to think I'm this if I do that. And, that's crazy, isn't it, And she said that Greg's actually put a comment here. I'm just going to read what Greg's saying. If you want to get from people, you first have to give. Exactly. If you want friendships in your life, start with being friendly. Absolutely. Or if you want a miracle in life, be the miracle. And that's so beautiful, Greg. I completely agree with what you said. Be the miracle in somebody's life. Be the friend that you want to have, that friend in your life, and be friendly with people, whoever that may be that you want to be. Gemma's still saying she still can't believe that. Well, I know, but you've done amazingly well. You've put the ladder up against the right wall, Gem, and you've really worked hard at it. And it doesn't come without that grit that Cody's talking about. Cody says that anyone's telling you, as long as there's been enough grit to push them through the misery, that is business sometimes, because business is misery sometimes. Like, everybody just wants to tell you all the good stuff, all the great stuff that happens. But let me tell you, we could write a book. I'm sure you could write a book on whatever industry you're in, because there is no industry that is all rainbows and unicorns. There is not. And we all go through these ebbs and flows, whether it's in life or whether it's in business. It doesn't matter. But you can't be hiding behind the fear of any of it. Just embrace it. Just lean into it. Like, as Cody was saying before, like she just sort of said it's an opportunity. And I think it is. It's a wonderful opportunity, and it excites me so much to think that these things happen in our lives, and they're happening for us, not to us. And I'm very grateful for these things that come to me, because it allows me to lift my game and stack the good. And the more good you stack over those 8 years for Gemma, or over those 54 years for me, whatever it is, if I keep doing those little increments, yeah, sure, other people might laugh at the way in which I look after my life, but that's my life, and I stay in my lane and I do what I like to do. And if that impacts other people and helps other people along the way, I'm very grateful for that as well. As I know that there's many people that have helped me along the way and, you know, done lots of different things to support what I do. So I like to support them as well. So Cody's then finishing off with saying, through the misery of the business that sometimes is, on the other side, you might just surprise the bleep out of yourself. And I think that's a positive thing with what she's saying, in that, you know, you might just, I always say it, you know, shoot for the moon. If you get the stars, it's an amazing job, because who would have thought we would have got to the stars in the first place? And just recapping on what Cody said, believe in the opportunity as opposed to the security, and believe in our capability as opposed to safety. So don't worry about what could happen, what couldn't happen, what might happen, what ifs. It doesn't matter. It's going to happen regardless of whether you worry or not. If people want to worry about things, I mean, I know I've worried about things over my course of my life, and half of those things that I worried about never even happened. So you just got to embrace it, don't you? And also, you know, this year it's given me an opportunity as well. I don't know with your Live, Love, Big Life, but, you know, the calendar's behind me, as you can see. And it's great. It's been filling up, and also been reminded of, this is another thing that I do, RPM, which basically has the same thing as the calendar, but it just allows me that spiritual, family, career, health, wealth, those sorts of components. But then you actually have an accountable thing for timing of it. So what days of the week that you're going to do it, how much time you're going to spend on doing it, so that you can stack the good in your life. And sure, I may not do all the things on this list. Who cares? But I've written something there. It's my why. It's heading towards where I want to be. Just like Gemma's heading towards where she wants to be. She might not be in sales for the rest of her life. She might be doing other things. Hayley might not be doing reception or admin. She's just got her, or just about to, she's completed her studies and passed all her exams. She's about to become an assistant agent. Ashley may not be a strata manager for the rest of her life either, but, you know, you've got to enjoy the journey and experience the time that you have with those people that are around you. So whether it's work, whether it's personal, whether it's other, it doesn't matter. It's just all good things that come from that. So I guess with that being said, I want you to all go on. Oh, actually, hang on a second before I say that. Jess is saying, if you don't water a plant, it simply can't grow. Exactly, Jess. Exactly. And sometimes you can overwater a plant too, because sometimes we've been there, we've all been there actually, and you want to water that plant, you want to give it so much love and care and nurturing. And maybe that plant's not the plant that needs the nurturing. Maybe it's, you know, something that you've got to look at it and just talk to it in different language and say, hey, how are you, plant? I love you. You're looking great today, or whatever. I mean, I don't know whether you've seen those studies. I know, like, I sound like a crazy person. Sometimes I am. But there was a snowflake and water, and then they made it into a snowflake. It was a Japanese guy. Hashimoto, not I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, there was jars filled with this water, and then people spoke to the water in angry voices. And then they also spoke to these jars in love, love, love. And there was two separate snowflakes that came out of it. The one that had angry and nastiness and horrible and negative and just unsavoury, you wouldn't want to be around the words that were being said, turned into a really dysmorphed snowflake. not a beautifully, perfectly shaped snowflake as you would imagine a snowflake to be. Whereas the other ones that had love and care and nurture and spoke to it kindly each and every day, they turned into a perfectly shaped snowflake. So I guess in life, we don't always get it right. But if we can be more love, more joy, more passion, more caring, more nurturing for one another versus the alternative, I think that, as Tina was saying, love, that makes the world go round, and, the world is a better place for more love. And I hope and pray that everybody does see that. Jess is saying, Greg's saying, Gemma, have a read of a quote, Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. Now, Greg, you were going to hop on and read that. I don't know whether I can't bring you on the line, but definitely. That one Greg was going to read many moons ago, and it was all about not realising our potential because we are greater than what we think that we are. And I agree with you, Greg. It's a beautiful, beautiful poem. So definitely we'll get that one to I don't know, I can't see you on the line, Greg. There. It says that you're there, but I wanted to bring you on the live camera. If you can switch your camera, that might be a good thing. I wonder whether I can ring Greg or not now. I might try and ring him. Are you open to that, Greg? You might have it handy. I'm not too sure whether he does or he doesn't. I'll see. Well, this is always fun, isn't it, on these live videos? You never know what you're going to get. The crazy things that we do. All right. I don't know whether you're going to have your phone, Greg, but let's just see. Calling Greg now. We'll see if he answers.
Hey.
Hello, Greg. GC, how are you? You're on a live video. What's going on?
Well, I'm here listening to all these lovely things that have been, and words to express congratulations to Gemma and what she's done, and Hayley. And Hayley was in the car the other day when I spoke to you, and she was Googling.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got a great team, and you've created a great culture for people to shine. And yeah, that quote by Marianne Williamson, it's what scares us sometimes is not our darkness, but our light. And it's one of those things when you have a read of it, you go, wow,
Yeah.
I've never thought of it like that, and so, and when you give yourself permission to shine, then you actually give permission to others to shine as well. You know?
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
You said something earlier about, not playing small, because, it's in that quote as well, about not playing small. But
yeah. Because I think, I don't know about you, and I don't know about everybody watching, but I know that in life we're told to play small. We're told to just be quiet, sit in the background, and everything will be okay. I know with my family I haven't. My family has allowed me to be the gregarious out there, do whatever you want, be whoever you want type of person. But I know sometimes in society we're told just fit in, be who you're supposed to be, and children are meant to be, seen, not heard, that kind of thing. But it's so nice and refreshing to hear you, Greg, say that, you can play bigger than what we're meant to.
Yeah, which you sort of reiterated, in what you said earlier. And it's just, I guess it even maybe can start when we're young, and we're told no all the time. Yes. No.
That's
different
true.
ways of saying no.
Yeah, absolutely. Terry's saying hi. How are you, Terry? Nice to have you on the line. And Jem saying, thanks, Greg. Big cuddles to you, and you're a star. Well, you're certainly a star in our lives, Greg, because we appreciate, like, I mean, I met you, I don't know, how many years ago? It would have been 3, 4, 5 years ago when you helped out my niece and her husband, I think, at the time. Would that be right?
No.
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 Okay. You tell the
I
story.
I lived,
Much better at it than I am.
I began living in Windsor in 2016.
There we go. Okay, a lot longer. It just seems like yesterday.
I know. And like, you know, it's just, I was there for 4 years, and you know, I think I probably would have met you either 2016 or 2017.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
And yeah, so it's been great. We sort of, there were times where we didn't have a lot of contact with each other, but you know, I think the first time I ran into you was in Woolworths or Coles.
Yeah, Woolworths or Coles, and we just sort of said hi to one another, and then I think my niece, you had helped them out in some way, shape or form, and then I just said, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you very much for looking after them, and you were very gracious and humble about it all, and then we didn't see each other, like literally we've only caught up maybe 2 or 3 times over since 2016, and I think I was on a conference in Gold Coast, and you were up at Gold Coast visiting some people, and then we ran into each other again in the Gold Coast, and we said, what do we do? Let's go for dinner. And that's the kind of thing in life that I just love. I love catching up for coffee. I love catching up with dinner with friends and just seeing, you know, where everybody is, what they're up to, what part of their life they're at, and the chapters of their lives. So it was so nice to bump into you up in GC, and...
Well, yeah, it was quite spontaneous, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. No, it was great. We caught up. We had a really nice seafood meal too, because of course when you're on the Gold Coast, everybody eats seafood, don't they? So
they do.
yeah. And tell me about Buddy. Buddy is this new puppy dog you've got.
Yes, well, I adopted Buddy, and as I shared with you, I went up to Sydney last weekend.
Yes.
And I just looked on Facebook, and like there's a group, Padstow, where I grew up.
Yes.
And there was a post about, you know, guys, is anyone interested in taking our dog to a new home?
Yeah.
And so I contacted them via Facebook to start with, and so the owner, Eamon, and I had similar stories because I had a border collie back between, I don't know, probably 88 through to 2003. Sorry, not 2003, about 1992.
Okay,
And, Buddy's actually, they actually called him Oreo, as in the biscuit.
Oh, well, he is. He's black and white, isn't he?
Yes, yeah. So I decided on the way down, coming home from Sydney, he was in back just behind me type of thing, and I said, sit down, buddy, sit down, come on, do the right thing, buddy, you know, and because I wanted him to, you know, not stress too much, because I probably felt like I was kidnapping him, but so I kept calling him Buddy, and I'm going, I think I like the name Buddy better than Oreo.
Oh, there you go. So Buddy was born.
I've renamed him Buddy, and so he's 4.5 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's good natured. As soon as I got in the gate, I took him off the lead and just let him explore.
Yeah.
And then there was a day where I even left the gate open, and I wasn't aware of it until about 15, 20 minutes later. I think, oh no,
I've got a dog now. I've got to make sure those gates are shut.
Because you're not sure whether he's going to try and take off or you know, that sort of thing. And then plus there's, you know, there can be big trucks come up and down my street.
Yeah.
In and out of Coal Can, and I was just obviously concerned that I didn't want him getting hit by a truck.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just called out to him, and he was in front of the property, but on the roadside of the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just came running back, and I went, "Oh wow, this is
In true border collie style.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's really great. I was so pleased to. I mean, it was just a quick chat in between open homes on Saturday, and then just to get that photo of Buddy. He looked really cute, and maybe you'll do the selfie with him and send that to us, and he can be pet of the week for, well, today's Monday, so maybe Tuesday. You take a selfie tomorrow and send it through. We'll put him up as the pet of the week for Tuesday, Top Dog Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, because on the property I've got about 6 like kennels, and they've got like the section in like the sort of like chain link fence.
Yeah.
And there's, as I said, 6 of them, and they're about as long as a cricket pitch, and like a doorway open then for each one. So I don't know how that is all going to pan out, but I'd like to breed border collies and kelpies.
Yeah. Sounds good. And if anybody wants, he's got 6 kennels, so if you need your dog boarded, it sounds like you might be able to help out, Greg.
Yeah. And in terms of breeding and a business name, I'm going to call it Border Working Dogs, because there's a lot of sheep and cattle down here, and I'm sure farmers are looking for their next
working dog.
Next working dog. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, it's been really nice to catch up, Greg. I'll close off the conversation there, but so pleased that you were brave enough to jump on the live and say hi to everybody. And then hopefully we will be able to, catch up with Buddy at some point, shape and time. I'm not too sure. But next time you're in Sydney, pop in and say hi to the team, or, we'll go out to dinner and or maybe lunch or one of the cafes, because if you go to Simon's Cafe or if you go to one of the local cafes, they'll allow you to have the dog outside, and they have a water bowl there. So in George Street Mall, you've got the markets on Sundays, so that's always fun too. So bring Buddy, I'll bring Topsy and Bruce. I might get Gemma roped in with little Tobias, and you never know, Hayley may bring Chester, and Ash may bring Alexia. I'm not too sure. All right, but thanks very much, Greg. Lovely to talk to you, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Thanks, Rach.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Well, there you go, people. That's live, and that was Greg, and he's such a nice guy. So any of those single ladies out there as well, he's a really good catch. I'm sure that somebody, I don't know, Calcan, that's a little way away, 4 hours. So if you're okay to travel 4 hours, I'm sure he would be open to that. So pop in the comments below if you want to catch up with Greg. We love matchmaking on this live as well. We've had a few successful matches with people, so you never know where things lead, people. But as I say, I'm going to keep going to coffees, lunches and dinners with lots of different people, and trying to connect people and trying to catch up with people and hear everybody's story, whether it's about Buddy or whether it's about new careers, and seeing which wall your ladder is up against and where you're in life and where you want to be. So I guess with that being said, make sure when you're climbing the ladder of success in your life that you are leaning up against the right wall to get you to where you want to be. And if you don't know where that wall is, or if you don't have a ladder to even start and you need a hand, don't hesitate to reach out, direct message me, reach out to one of my team or myself, pop it in the comments below, because you never know, popping those comments in below may just be that one comment that allows somebody else to be brave and step out of their comfort zone, step out of that security and not worry about things and not be fearful of things that can't hurt you. I think sometimes in life, as I say, you worry about a lot of things, but the majority of those things never happen anyway. So keep being you, keep doing what you want to do, and I wish you much success and lots of love to each and every one of you. And I love hearing your stories, so please keep sharing them with me, because it inspires me to keep doing this each and every week. And for those that want to join the 75 Hard, it's still not too late. I'm nearly up to day 40. I think in the end of the week I'll be up to day 40. Going strong. I'm just over 10 kilos on this challenge. Still drinking the water. It's really hard chugging the water down at the end of the day. I found it a little bit hard this week because my brain was really working on lots of. I'm so excited about so many different things that are going on at the moment. So. We're sort of working on lots of different projects, and I'm really excited about this project that's coming in the middle of the year. And I got a present, a really cool present from the A-team, a special person in the A-team, because they know I'm going to the Philippines and my imminent trip to the Philippines to swim with the whale sharks. But guess what? The whale shark is not just a whale shark. It's a really, really good whale shark. All right, let's see what we can do. I don't know. Apparently it does. It does do something. So let's just see. Oh, it does. It does do it. It's a whale shark that moves and is really, really good. So, that's a bad joke. Even I don't think it's funny. But Greg's saying, stop it. I know. But you are a good guy. And I hope that you find somebody really nice just like you. Because as you said, if you're friendly to people, people will be friendly back to you. If you're kind to people, people will be kind back to you. If you love people, people will love back to you. And sometimes you just need to love on people anyway because they need the love. So share lots of love around people. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I really look forward to catching up with you next week on the 2mm Monday. Have a great week. Bye for now.